Welcome to Lesson 5, Algorithmic Bias and Fairness. Now, if fairness is one of the core pillars of ethical AI, bias is the enemy we're fighting against. Bias in AI isn't always obvious, but its impact can be enormous. So today, we'll break down what algorithmic bias is, how it affects small and medium businesses, and what you can do to reduce it. Algorithmic bias happens when an AI system learns from data that already contains inequality or prejudice. Think of it this way: AI doesn't create new truths, it amplifies patterns from the past. If those patterns are unfair, the AI just makes them bigger and faster. For example, if a hiring dataset mostly included male candidates in the past, the AI will assume that male candidates are better and reject qualified women. That's bias in action. So ask yourself, what assumptions might be baked into the data your AI tools are learning from? Let's look at a case study. A small fintech company created an AI model to approve loans. Sounds smart, right? Faster approvals, lower costs. But here's the problem: the historical data it was trained on reflected decades of lending bias. Minority owned businesses and certain neighborhoods had been denied loans more often. The result? The AI denied those same groups again, even when they had solid credit. The backlash was swift: accusations of discrimination, regulatory investigations, and lost customers. For a small business, this kind of reputational hit could be fatal. Bias isn't just unethical, it's a business risk. So why should small and medium businesses pay attention? Because bias can hurt you in three ways. First, you could lose customers who feel mistreated. Second, your reputation can take a hit if word gets out. In today's digital world, one viral post can undo years of hard work. And third, there's legal risk. Anti-discrimination laws apply to businesses of all sizes. You can't claim ignorance if your system treats people unfairly. For SMBs, where trust and customer loyalty are everything, bias isn't just a small issue, it's existential. Now let's talk solutions. Bias isn't impossible to manage. In fact, there are practical steps you can take. Audit your training data. Ask, does this represent the full range of people we serve? Monitor your AI outputs regularly. Don't assume it will stay fair once it's set up. Keep a human in the loop. For critical decisions like hiring or lending, AI should advise, not decide alone. Conduct fairness audits. These are like health checkups for your AI, catching problems before they escalate. These steps don't require a massive budget, they require awareness and discipline, things SMBs can excel at. Here's another example, this time in retail. A business used AI to decide who gets premium discounts. The system learned from past purchasing data, which favored customers in affluent postcodes. The outcome? Loyal customers in less affluent areas were excluded from deals. How do you think those customers felt? Angry, unappreciated. Many left for competitors. This shows that bias doesn't always look like outright discrimination. Sometimes it's subtle, but still damaging. Here's another example, this time in retail. A business used AI to decide who gets premium discounts. The system learned from past purchasing data, which favored customers in affluent postcodes. The outcome? Loyal customers in less affluent areas were excluded from deals. How do you think those customers felt? Angry, unappreciated. Many left for competitors. This shows that bias doesn't always look like outright discrimination. Sometimes it's subtle, but still damaging. So what should you remember from this lesson? Bias usually comes from the data. If your data reflects unfair history, your AI will repeat it. The solution isn't to abandon AI, but to actively manage it. Audit your data, test your outputs, involve humans, and review fairness regularly. And remember, fair AI isn't just the right thing to do, it's good for business. It protects your reputation, keeps customers loyal, and reduces legal risks.